Christopher Luxon, thanks for joining Stuff this morning.
Good to be with you, Luke. Well, look, I mean, the key issue that I've got with the traffic light system, and I started to say that last Friday, and again, tried to get a couple of questions on that yesterday, was that fundamentally the criteria that the Prime Minister has laid up for what makes red, amber, green, and what's on the one-pager sheet, is not what was actually being followed. And so if you look at a red scenario, it's when the healthcare system is really chronically overwhelmed and really struggling and stressed. And by her own admission, the healthcare system is doing just fine. Well, the squeeze middle are people who are waking up this morning and they might have shift work, they go to their job, they work incredibly hard, they pay their taxes on low and medium incomes, they're trying to get their kids to school and well educated, they're great members of the community, they're trying to juggle through congestion and traffic and do all the pressures of family life. And fundamentally, they can't get ahead. And in fact, they're going backwards under this government because their incomes are rising at half the rate that prices are increasing. I want New Zealand to be world class. I want it to be positive, prosperous, out in the world confidently going for it. And the problem we've got is we've got sort of a two-cylinder engine at the moment economically, and we've got sort of four-cylinder expectations. And that's why it's not we're talking economics for the sake of economics, because it's pretty boring and there's a lot of jargon in there. But fundamentally, how do we grow a bigger economic engine so that we can get the lifestyles we want? You've got to understand where I've come from, and I've come from a very regular Kiwi family. My parents left school in the 5th form and 6th form in old language speak. I ended up going through state schools. I ended up going to be the first person in my family to go to university. Yes, I went into a commercial career. I was paid very well, and I've been very successful at that. And my question back has been, well, why, does that mean a person like me can't come to a place like Parliament here in Wellington? Well, look, I mean, in an economic sense, fundamentally, it means that you don't have to work when you're really wealthy or wealthy. But I think there is, I feel I have a rich life because, I'm in a great relationship with my wife, who I've known since I was 15, and we're doing life together. My relationships with my children and being a parent is really, satisfying and gives me great pleasure. So, it is about the people that you're with. It's about having purpose to your life. It's about having, stimulation intellectually and mentally. And so, yes, there's a wealth component to it, and I'm very fortunate. I have been successful with that. But likewise, there's a lot more to life than money.
And where do you sit on that?
Yeah, look, I mean, the first thing I'd say, it was really exciting. I mean, when you're actually in there, it actually feels very different from what you see on TV. So you can watch Parliament TV, you can, not that many people probably watch it, frankly, but if they do, you get some sense of it. But actually, it's louder. It's more electric, it's more atmospheric, and I loved it. And I came away from the experience going, gee, I want to do that again, and I wish I could go back and do it all again. On the front about, where politicians are, I always just think about it, there's sort of 4 components to it really, that if you're going to be good, you've got to master. The first bit is really knowing your electorate, so you always stay grounded in the reality of what's happening for people outside this building and this place. You can get very beltway very quick, and that's not my orientation. I'm a big extrovert, need to engage with people, need to hear the stories. Fundamentally, this is a government that doesn't do delivery, execution, and therefore isn't getting things done.
Christopher Luxon, thanks so much for joining us this morning.
Appreciate it, Luke. Thanks so much.